Are your heavy guitars getting lost in the mix? The problem might be your stale AmpSim presets. Today, I'll show you how to build a custom signal chain that sounds ripping and unique using plugins that you probably already have. Now, I've been recording metal, metalcore, deathcore, and hardcore music for over 20 years. And in that time, I've crafted tons of crushing guitar tones using more gear than I can actually remember. But you can absolutely get a crushing tone without a ton of gear. And today, I'm going to show you how. I'm Dan Ferguson. I'm here at my studio, Riff Audio, and today we're going to transform this into this. See, most guitarists that are frustrated with their tone think it's their AmpSim. It isn't. So before you go spending money on a new plugin that won't fix your problem, let me show you the exact 4-step chain that I've used on professional recordings. And the best part is, you probably already have the tools to get it done. The chain we're using is as follows: EQ, an overdrive pedal, an AmpSim, and a cab simulator. And make sure you stick around for that last step, because that's where the majority of the tone change happens. Now, I know what you might be thinking. The AmpSim I have already has those things. Yes. But we're going about this a completely different way. So let's head over to the DAW and I'll show you how it all works. All right, so you're gonna start by loading up the AmpSim that you normally track with. For me, that's Neural DSP's Archetype Nolly. And do me a favor, let me know in the comments the AmpSim that you normally track with. So as you can see, I have the Air Raid preset up, which is a great sounding preset. Here's what it sounds like. Sounds pretty good, but we're gonna beat it. Now, it doesn't matter what AmpSim you normally use. This is just gonna give you a reference point for all the decisions that we're gonna make moving forward. Always remember, whether you're writing, recording, or mixing, always use your ears. If it sounds good, it is good. The first move you're gonna make is you're gonna put an EQ before the AmpSim. This is going to allow us to optimize the signal that we're feeding the amplifier. Remember, if you feed the AmpSim mud, you're gonna get out mud. So I'm gonna load up FabFilter Pro-Q 3. You could use whatever EQ you want. You're gonna start with a high pass filter to get rid of the low frequencies that are killing your tone. Start around 20 Hertz and then sweep the filter up. You're gonna hear the tone start to improve, and then eventually it's gonna get thin sounding. That's your cue that you went too far. Back it up and find the sweet spot, like this. Think it's good there. Next, we're gonna get rid of some of the boxiness in the low mids. Make a bell cut around 400 Hertz and then sweep around to find the problem frequencies. Remember, we don't have to get too aggressive here. We're just out to improve the DI. There's lots more opportunities to shape the EQ later. Lastly, we're gonna add a low pass filter to get rid of some of the fizziness up top. Start around 12K and then sweep around until it improves. Now we have an improved DI, but before we move on to the next step, I have a free gift for you guys. It's the Axe Tracking Blueprint, which is my personal guide to getting pro quality audio when tracking guitar at home. It's absolutely free. There's a link in the description. Go grab it if you're interested. All right, here's where we start to color outside the lines. You're gonna disable the overdrive pedal that you have on your AmpSim, and instead we're gonna add our own. This is going after the EQ, but before the AmpSim. I'm gonna use the NA-808 pedal plugin by Nembrini Audio, which happens to be free. They actually have a few plugins that sound great and cost nothing. I'll leave a link in the description if you wanna grab one, and if you do, drop me a comment, let me know which one you got and how you like it. All right, so I'm gonna load up this pedal. Usually they sound best with the drive all the way down and the level all the way up, but we're gonna turn knobs until it sounds good and go from there. All right, you may think that we're gonna start dialing the tone on the amp now, but we're not. We're gonna pull a Tarantino here, and we're gonna skip to the end. We're gonna turn the cabinet off on our AmpSim plugin, and we're gonna add a second plugin with a different cabinet. So that cabinet's off, and I'm gonna use another Neural DSP plugin. I'm gonna use the Omega, and I'm going to disable everything except the cabinet. And it's important to note, the cabinet will have one of the biggest influences on your guitar tone, so get creative here. If you have an IR loader with lots of impulse responses, try those. If you have another cabinet simulator plugin, try that out. And here's a pro tip, whether you're working with AmpSims or real cabinets, always move microphones before you touch any knobs. Moving microphones, whether real or virtual, accomplishes the same thing as turning a knob on an EQ. Closer to the speaker cone is going to boost the highs, further away is going to cut them. Close to the grill is going to boost the lows, further away is going to cut them. So let's get these mics in a good spot. All right, that's sounding sick. Now that our mics are in a good spot, we can start dialing the tone on the amplifier. All right, last thing we're gonna do is some housekeeping here. We're just gonna clean up this EQ a little bit. We're gonna add a high pass, low pass at about 100 Hertz and about 8K. I hear a little boxiness here. And we got a little fizz going on up here. All right, so now I'm gonna copy this to my other guitar tone track. All right, let's do a little before and after. Let's check them out in the mix. To my ear, the AmpSim preset sounded like an AmpSim preset. The tone that we crafted sounded like a microphone on a speaker cabinet. And not only that, anybody can play with Neural DSP's Archetype Nolly Air Raid preset. There is no preset for the tone that we just made. It's unique. And that goes a long way in music. So what was your biggest takeaway from this plugin chain? Drop me a comment below, let me know. Grab your axe tracking blueprint while you're there, and then definitely go watch this video next. That's gonna go through everything that's important when crafting your guitar tone. I'll see you there.